ממעמקים קראתיך אדוני. ממעמקים קראתיך אדוני. Adonai Shema, Shema v'koli. Adonai Shema, Shema v'koli. ממעמקים קראתיך אדוני. ממעמקים קראתיך אדוני. Adonai Shema, Shema v'koli. Adonai Shema, Shema v'koli.
Welcome everyone to Shalvah this week. And this day that we're on is a fast day, the day of Shiva Asar B'Tammuz, the 17th day of Tammuz, this month that comes before the month of Av, which then leads to the month of Elul, and then Rosh Hashanah. So we're on the trajectory already, moving toward the high holidays. And this day, the 17th of Tammuz, is said to be the beginning of destruction. It's the day that commemorates the breaching of the walls of Jerusalem and the beginning of the end for the city of Jerusalem and for the temple, which was then destroyed 3 weeks later on Tish'ah B'Av. So this day is in fact a going into the depths. And one of the things about this time of year, even before the temples were even built, this was known in the ancient Near East as a time of going down, a time of difficulty and hardship, a time of mourning. Even just simply the time of year, when it was so hot and things seemed like everything was dying in the summer, seemed like a time that needed to be mourned. And when we put over that the overlay of the destruction of the temple, and that whole narrative is about going down into the depths. And I always think that part of the genius of the rabbinic tradition was in trying actually to set boundaries around the time that we would mourn. Because if you just look at Jewish history, it looks like we could spend all of our time mourning. And they said, maybe we need to go down into the depths. We need to go down into the deepest place of mourning and sadness and think about all that's befallen us and all that we do have to lament. And then we need to come out of it. And so these 3 weeks that we're beginning today are about that process in Jewish tradition. Of course, it's very easy for us in the times we're living in to go down into the depths, but it's of course even more important to be able to come out and to see hope at the other end. So this psalm, Psalm 130, is often recited on fast days. It's often recited on Tish'ah B'Av, and it's even recited on the high holidays because it has the voice of the psalmist, our voice, calling out to God and saying, this is where I am. I am in the depths. I have gone all the way down. And Ma'amakim, the deepest of the deep, that's where I am. And I'm calling to you, God, from there. knowing that we have this image of God as being above us, being in the heavens, of being up. And here we're feeling very, very down, trying to span that gap, that huge gap between the depths where I might feel myself to be and God in the heavens, God in the heights. And that's often the imagery of the Psalms, that we're down below, God is up above, and how can we bridge that gap? So one way it's very, of course, appropriate for a psalmist to be saying the way to bridge the gap is to call out. That's what all the Psalms do almost, is call out to God and say, I'm here, like calling out to just try to make a connection. But then this psalm does something really interesting with, I think, is its power, was it calls on God to listen. And we're very familiar in Hebrew with the word for listen or hear, because it's the first word of the Shema, as we did a previous week. Shema, and this is a slightly different inflection of that same root, Shema, which I don't think you would translate it any differently, except it has more of the feeling of commanding God to actively do something. It's much more an active verb than Shema. So as sometimes we might say that Shema means listen, this is like really listen, pay attention. Sometimes it's translated as take heed my voice, hear me, hear my voice. And the psalm continues to say, be attentive to my cries. So really calling on God, saying, God, this is the obligation. We are doing our part in calling out from the depths we find ourselves. Hear us, listen to us, help us to get through this moment of being down, of being so far down. Help us to see our way back to the surface. And it's particularly notable that it doesn't say, hear my words. It doesn't say, hear my prayers. It just says, hear the voice. And the word for voice and the word for sound are the same in Hebrew. Just hear the sound of my voice, God. I don't have the words that are going to make you listen. I don't even have the words necessarily to express the depths of my feelings. Just hear the sound of my voice. That should tell you all you need to know about where I am. So the calling out to God, that's one way we try to make a connection. And the other way is asking God, really listen. That's what we want. I want you to listen to not just our words, not even just the melody we might sing, but listen to us. Listen to the sound of us calling, us suffering, us having difficulty. Hear that. And even without anything else, even without bringing us magically out of the depths, that connection we can make from the deepest part of our feelings all the way up to the heights of where God might dwell, that in itself can help us go through those depths and have the hope to come out the other side.
Okay, so we're going to find a comfortable way of sitting upright and relaxed. And if you can put your hands on your lap, if that's comfortable, feel your feet on the floor. Take a couple of deep breaths. Close your eyes if you're comfortable with that, or softly gaze at the floor in front of you. And as we sit, just know that you're sitting. Feel all the points of contact in your body. Your hands resting on your lap, your seat, your feet on the floor, your eyelids covering your eyes, your hair on your head. Try to really bring yourself into your body. Bringing your attention to your body, or your breath, or sounds, whatever is the most effective anchor for you. Really getting curious without narrowing your focus, just opening very receptively to what you're experiencing right now. And if thoughts fly into your head or feelings, or when they do, try not to push them away. Try to be accepting of them and bring them into your practice. Notice what they are. Notice your reaction to them. And then when you're ready to bring yourself back to your chosen anchor of your body or breath or sound, gently and compassionately bring yourself back to that. And using the teaching that Rabbi Zeff just gave us, listening to where you are right now. What is present for you today, right now? What kind of mind state do you find yourself in? Are you feeling calm or anxious? Bored? Notice and listen. If your mind has wandered, gently bring it back to your anchor, body or breath or sounds. If you're noticing any tension in your body, try to be really aware of where it is, what it feels like, and then send it some extra breath and see if you can invite that space in your body to relax and let go. As Jack Cornfield says, a meditation teacher that's in California, he says, thank you, tension, you're trying to protect me, or thank you, thoughts, anxious thoughts, you're trying to do something for me, but I'm okay without you right now. Befriending those feelings and thoughts and letting them go. And again, periodically, just intentionally tuning into that anchor, listening to your body, your breath, or the noise in the room. Listening really closely to what is going on for you right now. Noticing again if there are any places that are feeling tense in your body, like layers of an onion, just continuing to return to that and peeling it back. Can you release any more tension? Noticing if your mind has gotten lost in a train of thought, gently, compassionately bringing it back to your anchor. Feel your body breathing, feel your body sitting. Listening, being aware of thoughts, noting those thoughts, letting them go, gently bringing yourself back. And imagining yourself for a moment totally empty, an empty vessel waiting to be filled with compassion and wellness. May we be well. May we be healthy. May we live with ease. Bringing yourself one more time back to your anchor, feeling this moment. And when you're ready, really seeing your room, looking away from the screen, looking up to the sides, giving our necks a chance to turn, stretching in whatever way while you're sitting feels comfortable, or if you feel like standing, you can certainly stand. Mimamakim Keraticha Adonai Mimamakim Keraticha Adonai Adonai Shema, Shema V'koli, Adonai Shema, Shema V'koli. Mimamakim Keraticha Adonai Mimamakim Keraticha Adonai Adonai Shema, Shema V'koli, Adonai Shema, Shema V'koli. Mimamakim Keraticha Adonai Mimamakim Keraticha Adonai Adonai Shema, Shema V'koli, Adonai Shema, Shema V'koli. Mimamakim Keraticha Adonai Mimamakim Keraticha Adonai 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 Mimamakim Keraticha Adonai Adonai Shema Shema v'koli Adonai Shema Shema v'koli.
So may we all connect with what's deepest in ourselves during this time. And may we all find the ways forward with compassion for ourselves and compassion for all who are with us on this journey. Have a good week.